This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us here on this Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. It is July 26th, and the three H's, hazy, hot, and humid, return again today. Right, John Scalzi?
Absolutely right. We'll have heat indexes that crack the 100-degree mark again today, like yesterday, when in Wauchula we had a heat index of 106 degrees.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I know. I had to mow the lawn yesterday afternoon, and I'll tell you what, you got to drink lots of water. You got to take some breaks in the shade, or it's going to be a rough go again this afternoon for a lot of folks who have to do that hard manual labor out of doors. Just take it easy. That's all I can say. Not much in the way of any kind of widespread cloud cover across our region. We had some clouds to the north of us and some clouds to the south. Got some rain showers in the southern tip of the state and also to the north of us off the coast of the Carolinas, but not a drop here locally. Morning commute will be absolutely rain-free. One of those situations where you got no clouds, you got no rain, right? Isn't that the rule? And across our region, we don't have a lot of either. As far as the thunderstorm activity goes, it's down to the south off the coast of Fort Myers and down through the Florida Keys. Our chance for rain today, well, I'm going to put it at about 10%. Really, that's about it. Not much in the way of cooling rainfall. Daytime highs will top out in the low 90s, hit 91 yesterday, probably be about that again today. And the rain shower chances don't really go up until the long-term forecast, and we'll talk about that coming up in just a few. Back to you.
All right, talk to you soon. Our traffic maps are right now out of whack, but we can show you the maps anyway and imagine what it would be like. Of course, we saw issues about half an hour ago, though, on the DeSoto Bridge between Bradenton and Palmetto, actually the northbound lanes. Otherwise, State Road 70, sometimes showing some problems there. We know we saw hundreds of traffic cones this morning at the 41-301 split. They're repaving the road around the Sarasota Ford, Publix, and McDonald's area there. You might have to slow down and watch those cones because they're not really laid out very clearly. Yeah. And then South County all clear at 6:02 on your Wednesday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, it's a step forward for the healthcare debate, but there's still an unclear road ahead in Washington.
It was quite a day yesterday. Senator McCain returned to a standing ovation, and then the vice president helped out by breaking a tie vote. Reporter John Lawrence tells us what's next.
Republicans in the Senate voted in favor of starting a debate on health care by the slimmest margin possible.
On this vote, the yeas are 50 and the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative.
This marks a win for the GOP.
I'm extremely happy that we got this vote. This is, they say, if you look historically, this is the tough vote to get.
However, just hours after getting that vote, the Senate rejected one version of the Republican plan to repeal and replace Obamacare, which means GOP leaders now must find something their conference will accept.
We're not out here to spike the football. This is a long way, but we'll finish at the end of the week, hopefully.
But the process and the politics have put off Democrats.
There's something fundamentally wrong with a political system that cannot have this debate in public.
There can be fixes to the Affordable Care Act. We want to do it, we're willing to do it, but we have a Republican Senate right now that has said that they're just going to forge ahead, just bulldoze ahead.
By the way, Mr. President, if you think it is the Democrats who are going to be held responsible for the failure of the Affordable Care Act, you got another guest coming.
On Wednesday, senators are scheduled to vote on a repeal-only proposal, which has been criticized by both parties. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Meantime, Congress has voted to impose sanctions on Russia in response to alleged meddling in our recent presidential election. In a rare bipartisan moment on Capitol Hill, lawmakers from both sides agreed to slap sanctions on Russia as well as North Korea and Iran, and also limit the president's ability to undo them. Among other things, the sanctions are meant to punish Russia for interfering in the 2016 presidential election. Meantime, the White House says the president is simply pushing for a better relationship with Russia, and he needs the flexibility to veto or change that bill if needed.
He wants to make sure we get the best deal for the American people possible. Congress does not have the best record on that. He's looking over where it stands exactly at this point, and we'll keep you guys posted on the decision.
A Russian spokesperson said that Moscow officials view the sanctions as, quote, highly negative.
A tragic story here out of California, all caught on camera. An 18-year-old girl has now been arrested for driving under the influence, crashing and killing her 14-year-old sister. Police say Abdullah Sanchez went on a drunk driving joyride through Central California, live streaming the entire thing on Instagram. Her 14-year-old sister, Jacqueline, riding shotgun. Police say on Friday that Sanchez began drifting off Route 165 and then overcorrected. As the car was tumbling, the 3 girls inside can be heard screaming. Moments later, Sanchez is back live streaming once again. Next to her, Jacqueline lay lifeless after being tossed from the vehicle.
It's very disturbing to us because the callous nature of her actions, both leading up to this tragedy and in the immediate aftermath.
Police say Sanchez was under the influence and both of her passenger seatbelts were unbuckled. She has now been charged with gross manslaughter while intoxicated. And a man in upstate New York is facing multiple charges after being arrested while driving this car. The car has no doors, license plates, or windshield. And yes, if you saw that correctly, there was an axe on the roof. There it is. Deputies say 21-year-old Jared Price was stopped after police received reports of a suspicious vehicle. They say Price was impaired by multiple drugs while he was behind the wheel. He was later charged with impaired driving, now being held on a $10,000 bond before his first scheduled court appearance next week.
Looks a bit like my first car during college. 6:06 right now, switching gears, a sad update now on that little Charlie Guard situation. His mother asked a judge to let them take their boy home for a few days before he passes away. Charlie's mother asked for a few days of tranquility before his ventilator is disconnected. A judge had refused to let the parents take the brain-damaged toddler to the U.S. for treatment, and now a judge may tell the family the little boy has to remain in hospice. A decision should come sometime today. Other news now, mosquito control experts say last year's dry winter has left us with one of the most active mosquito seasons in years here on the Suncoast. Meantime, the number of Zika virus threats is down this year. Governor Scott, you might recall, allocated $61 million from emergency funds for prevention and preparedness and $25 million more for researchers. So while there's no timeline on when a vaccine could be ready, Governor Scott says we need to protect ourselves from mosquitoes.
We've got to keep fighting this. We're not going to have less mosquitoes. We're going into hurricane season, so everybody's got to be cautious.
So far this year, there have only been 6 cases of locally transmitted Zika infections compared to 285 cases last year.
Florida Fish and Wildlife is sharing some helpful tips after 2 recent alligator attacks in Charlotte County. FWC suggests staying alert around fresh water because most bites happen when victims aren't paying attention. FWC also recommends people and pets only swim in water posted safe for swimming. Also, don't let your pets wander close to bodies of water. And if you want to take a picture of an alligator, maybe to share with your friends on social media, make sure to keep your distance because harassing and killing gators is against the law here in Florida.
You know, I've been on golf courses thousands of times and I've seen fellow golfers get so close to alligators.
Really?
It's really not a tourist attraction.
Yeah, it definitely is not. And yesterday, it was what happened in Charlotte County. That man was swimming in a retention pond.
I know, bad idea there.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of tourist attractions, we're going to update you next on the South Florida Museum that had a very tragic incident this past weekend.
We'll have that story when we come back.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean really moves me.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, good morning. If you're just joining us, we have a temperature that's pretty close to the 80-degree mark. It's at 79 right now with a dew point value that's climbing at 74. The combination of those two bring us a high relative humidity at 84%. Plus, we have a few fair weather clouds, but nothing in the way of any kind of rainfall to start off your morning. We have calm winds currently. Those winds will shift to the west as we head into the afternoon and a sea breeze begins to form. 77 Wauchula, Arcadia, Punta Gorda coming in at 77, 76 in Myakka, Lakewood Ranch, Parrish, Bradenton. Closer to the coast, it is indeed a little bit warmer with 79 degrees in Sarasota, Inglewood, Venice coming in at 78 and 80 degrees at Longboat Key. So across the Florida Peninsula, we have this big ridge of high pressure that sits out in the Gulf waters. It noses back in across the center part of the state of Florida and expands into a big ridge of high pressure out in the Atlantic. That is a fixture that we are becoming very familiar with here on the Suncoast. It really hasn't changed a whole lot in about 7 days. What has changed is that we have gotten a little bit of lower mid-level dry air work its way into the forecast, and that's really just shut off the Florida summertime rain machine. And so we won't see much in the way of rainfall to cool things off this afternoon. But at the surface, the low-level moisture is still high enough, and that will bring us certainly some uncomfortable kind of sticky conditions during the afternoon. Now, there are places around where you'll see some showers. There's a trough of low pressure located off the Carolina coast producing some showers there. That's going to kind of be stationary. Down on the southern tip of the state, we have some scattered showers caused by an increase in humidity and moisture basically available down here. So that will be expected throughout the day today, scattered showers in the southern tip. From about Lake Okeechobee southward, better chances of rainfall, and certainly inland as well, better chances of rainfall. But for us, what you see is what you get. Quiet conditions, and like yesterday, maybe one or two showers might pop up, but they won't last long, and they won't produce terribly heavy rainfall across the region. Not much in the way of a thunderstorm chance either. Low pressure kind of ripples along a stalled frontal boundary to the north of us. Don't expect to see a lot out of that particular storm. So the Raleigh-Durham Airport, Charlotte Airport, and the Atlanta Airport all look pretty good today in terms of weather. For us, that high-pressure ridge brings us a sea breeze front later in the day, pushing the showers toward the other coast. So we're left with the 3 H's, hot, hazy, and humid again today. Small rain chances and high heat indexes above the 100-degree mark, with most of the rain falling in inland areas over the next several days. Dew point values across the state are still high, so consequently you can expect to feel warmer than the actual air temperature by about 10 degrees. So taking a look across the basins where tropical activity might form, things are pretty quiet in the Atlantic. We did have one little wave that came off the coast of Africa, has about a 20% chance of developing over a 5-day period. So plenty of time to wait and watch. As far as close to home, there is nothing that threatens the state of Florida currently. 10% chance of developing a shower today. That's it. Over the next several days, we stay dry. By the end of the weekend, we start to moisten, a front starts to approach North Florida, and we start to increase our rain chances. Back to you.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Still some issues with our traffic map, so we'll just show you a generic map and tell you that the usual buildups are often on 301 northbound and southbound, and also State Road 70. We did see some serious issues, though, around the 41-301 split. Dozens of cones earlier that have since been taken away, so you should be free and clear to travel from Bay Vista toward that fork at 41-301. And South County, no major issues at 6:16 on your Wednesday morning.
Memorials are in the works to honor and celebrate the life of a Manatee County symbol, Snooty the Manatee.
Last weekend's tragedy is now causing a range of ideas to honor the local icon. Our Jess Dowdrick has a story.
He was just the most popular resident of Manatee County. I mean, everybody loves Snooty.
The growing memorial outside of the South Florida Museum is proof. Heads of lettuce, homemade cards, balloons, all symbolizing the community's love.
I feel very lucky and fortunate because many people in the world don't get to meet, the oldest living manatee.
On Tuesday, for the first time, the public saw Snooty's home without Snooty in it. They also got a first look at that hatch since the tragedy, the one that Snooty got stuck inside of, ultimately drowning.
It was sad to see him go, but he's in a better place now.
Many leaving the museum on Tuesday with Snooty memorabilia.
We got postcards and statues and magnets and ornaments.
It's unclear what will happen to Snooty's remains. Florida Fish and Wildlife still working on the necropsy, trying to learn everything they can from the 69-year-old mammal. The South Florida Museum is planning a public memorial for Snooty. Those plans are still in the works, along with some type of permanent honor for Snooty inside the museum. But already, his legacy is living on.
We went to the first manatee show of the day, and they talked a lot about Snooty, and one of the other manatees was kind of spinning around doing, they called it a barrel roll, and he mentioned that she had learned that from Snooty.
Meanwhile, the community is looking for its own way to honor the beloved mammal.
When Snooty passed, I was devastated. I think the whole community probably felt the same way.
So Anthony Pusateri started a petition to move the controversial Confederate statue from in front of the courthouse to somewhere else, and in its place, put a Snooty statue.
It's definitely gaining some traction, and it's still growing.
There are already more than 4,600 signatures. However, Manatee County government has not received any official request to replace the Confederate statue. Pusateri says he'll give it until the end of the week to get as many signatures as he can, then he'll submit the petition to the county.
It stands for something the community can get behind.
Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
I was out of town last week and I got one of those breaking news alerts on my phone. What's this going to be? That Snooty died in an accident. I was shocked.
Oh, I know. I have people from all across the country, friends I know in California, North Carolina, who are sharing this story and are so devastated as well. And some of them haven't even met Snooty. They just know about his presence and the legacy he has and has left behind.
Yeah, what a shocking ending.
We're going to miss Snooty.
Yeah. 6:19 right now. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. We're learning more about the young woman who mysteriously died after taking a drink at a high-end Mexican resort.
What her family is now saying about the tragic incident when we come back.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Get the hottest deals of the year.
during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or spread out in your spacious new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Pretty shot of the sunrise in its earliest stages here on this Wednesday morning.
Looks nice this morning. Nice shot of the clouds there.
Yeah, John says a little less rain right now. The pattern is more heat and less rain. Life's a series of trade-offs, right?
Certainly humid out there. I know this morning when I stepped out the door.
Bad hair day? Yeah.
It's a little flat.
Oh, it's fine. 6:23 now on your Wednesday morning.
It is the family of a young American woman who mysteriously died at a Mexican resort is sharing their tragic story for the first time.
ABC's Diane Macedo has the latest.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the family of 20-year-old Abby Connor is speaking out for the first time.
You know, it happens in an instant.
They're desperately trying to find out how their daughter and son ended up face down in a pool just 2 hours into their stay at a 5-star Mexican resort.
The bartender pours out a line of shots, and I take one, and everyone else does. And the last thing I remember was just like we are right now, sitting here talking, and lights went out, and I woke up in the ambulance.
The family says a guest found Austin and Abby in the resort's waist-deep pool. Austin had a concussion and a golf ball-sized lump on his head. Abby was brain dead, flown to a Florida hospital where she later died.
I hope she's at peace.
And coming up at 7:30 a.m., more of our exclusive interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
The fun shouldn't stop because of pain. New Aspercreme with lidocaine no mess desensitizes aggravated nerves for maximum strength, fast-acting relief with no odor. New Aspercreme with lidocaine no mess. Relieve the nerves, stop the pain.
At Panera, a salad is so much more than one thing. More than one flavor, or texture, or color. A good, clean salad is so much more than green. And with Panera Catering, more for your event. Panera, food as it should be.
Get a top brand refrigerator starting at just $19.99 a week. All without credit. Only at Rent-A-Center.
She's driven by a primal desire for meat, a lynx in the wild, and your cat. For a lynx, this need is satisfied by what the wild provides. For your cat, it's meat-rich blue wilderness, because your cat is wild inside.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? I'm Chef Bob Vitello, and this is Chef Alan Bristow. What are you making for us today, buddy?
We've got a really nice zesty pork tenderloin dish with little mixed vegetables that we're going to spice up as well, Bob.
Pretty
So
cool.
the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about our pork loin real quick here. This is pork tenderloin that we have, and one thing that you always want to do with any of your proteins is to pull the proteins out of the refrigerator a little bit early so they come up to room temperature. They cook a little more even, and then when you're resting them, they rest a little more even.
About how long?
I would pull it out about 30 minutes ahead of time, Bob.
Good
So
answer.
you're in good
Love it.
shape right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this Ziploc baggie, we're going to put the pork loin right into that. We're going to pour our marinade right into it just like that. And then what we do is we close it up pretty well. Try to get a lot of the air out of it if you can, Bob. That really makes a difference. And then once it's here, the recipe that we have will tell you to massage this a little bit. And by massaging, you're making sure that the pork loin's completely covered.
You do that really good, man.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
that's
appreciate it. I
pretty
had a lot
cool.
of practice at that,
Okay.
Bobby. So you just let that sit. And the recipe will tell you that you can let it sit between 30 minutes and 24 hours. I think anywhere up to 24 hours is a good amount of time to
Be
let
a
it
waste
go.
of time to do it for 10 minutes, then just do
It wouldn't work. You're not going to
Don't
get the
do it.
flavor that you want out of the pork, and that's what we're going to try to get is a lot of flavor. So we're going to set that aside for a minute. The next part of the dish that we got here is we got some mixed vegetables. These are what we call protein-rich mixed vegetables. Really, really nice. So they're a microwavable vegetable. They're sauté, or you can steam them. Either way. So what we're going to do is we're just put a little butter in there. We'll put a little hot sauce on there as well.
You're pulling out all your culinary skills for this one,
hot
buddy.
sauce is pretty good stuff, I'm telling you right now, partner. So then you're going to set that aside. So once you get that going, your vegetables are looking good, your pork has been marinating for 24 hours, hopefully. Get yourself a nice grill pan here. Start to mark it off the grill pan, and you'll be ready to go.
Starting tomorrow, be sure to stop by your Publix Apron Simple Meals kiosk. Pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients after sampling this delicious dish. Thanks, Alan.
Thanks, Bob.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. A-N-D Services.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service, quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALT named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Looking for something fun to do on a Friday night? Then come to Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Enjoy free live music, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Meet up with friends, enjoy activities for the kids, or make it a special date night. And be sure to stop by the ABC7 booth and say hello. Mark your calendars for Music on Main, first Friday of the month, 6 to 9 at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by ABC7 and these sponsors. The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the search is on across the country to find the people involved in dragging a live shark from a boat and posting it all on social media.
Plus, deputies arrest these two Broward County men for breaking into a car at a Venice daycare center before driving off in a red Mercedes. More charges could be pending.
And from across the world to right here on the Suncoast, we're now learning the countries that'll be represented when the World Rowing Championships kick off at Nathan Benderson Park. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
It is a Wednesday morning, off to a peaceful start here, and we might not see a lot of rain again today, but you will see plenty of hot weather, so dress appropriately and plenty of fluids and all that.
Man, it was hot out there yesterday, hot out there again today.
Yes.
You know, I'm starting to appreciate that rain we had over the weekend because it cooled things down a little bit.
I'm one of the few that really doesn't mind the heat. You know, I'm from Buffalo. I've been cold for 18 years. I like the fact it's hot. John Scalzi might disagree as he was cutting the lawn yesterday.
Will you come mow my lawn for me?
I knew that was coming next. 2 words for you, townhouse.
Yeah, right. That's not a bad idea right now in the summertime, I'll tell you what. We are looking at some pretty pleasant weather, I guess, in terms of rain-free conditions, but not so good if you have to work outdoors and do any manual labor. You're looking again today at some very warm afternoon feels-like temperatures. And also the UV index, the measure of how much ultraviolet light hits your skin and potentially can do damage, is about as high as it gets today at a 12. So be sure and slather on that SPF 50 if you're heading to the beaches, or even higher. Looking at much in the way of any kind of cloud cover across the region, only fair weather clouds, and certainly not much in the way of rainfall here locally this morning. Rain chance only 10%. Details coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Some problems with our traffic maps right now. We'll show you the otherwise map, which we have found out there are some issues as usual on State Road 70 as you near US 301. An earlier problem at the 41-301 split along the Bayfront has since cleared up, so no problems in mid-Sarasota County, and South County is showing all clear right now at 6:33 on your Wednesday morning.
Topping our news this morning, a disturbing video is making the rounds on social media.
It shows a boat towing a shark at a high rate of speed. Our Rick Adams has that video.
This is the video that's circulating all around social media. It shows 3 men on a boat going at a high rate of speed, dragging a shark on a rope. It's video that has outraged charter boat captain Kathy Fannin.
It's like really disturbing. I don't know how anybody can find any pleasure in that.
The men could be seen laughing as they were pulling the live shark, with one of them even saying, "Look, it's already almost dead." FWC officials are now trying to figure out who the men are and where exactly on the Gulf this took place. Folks enjoying Bradenton Beach on Tuesday were in complete shock after seeing the video.
When I see something like that, that's such cruelty.
I don't really have an explanation of why people think that's okay. I don't know what we do to educate people to change it, but it's very disturbing.
FWC officials are continuing with their investigation to see if there is a violation. FWC says there are also other photos of the men possibly abusing other animals. For Captain Kathy, she tells us what at least part of the punishment should be for these men.
Their fishing license should be suspended for at least 5 years, if not a lifetime, because there's no excuse for that.
In Manatee County, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
By a 3-2 vote last night, the Atlanta Braves are one step closer to moving to Northport for their spring training home. The City Commission approved the West Village's interlocal agreement for the Braves Stadium Tuesday night. Commissioners will pay nearly $5 million for their portion of the deal. If all goes as planned, the team will start playing spring training games here in less than 2 years.
Bradenton police are releasing surveillance video overnight in hopes of catching a man they say robbed a Walgreens at gunpoint. Police say the suspect walked into the store on Cortez Road just before 10 o'clock Monday night. The man pointed a gun at the clerk and then demanded money. The clerk gave the masked man cash from the register before the robber ran away from the store. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Bradenton Police Department immediately.
2 men from Pompano Beach are accused of a smash and grab car burglary at a Venice daycare. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office arrested 2 men, Derek Phillips and Blunt Cooper. A witness helped deputies who then chased them down. Before that foot chase, the pair sped off in a red Mercedes. It all began in a daycare parking lot on Orange Road where a car had been broken into and a purse stolen. The 2 men are being held in the county jail and may face additional charges if deputies can connect them to other crimes in our area.
One of Northport's main roadways may see a $30 million upgrade. Price Boulevard between Sumter Boulevard and Toledo Blade Boulevard has been set for years to be widened to 5 lanes, but when the economy crashed, so did that project. Now it's back on the table, but city commissioners have indicated they'd rather do the project slowly, first adding new traffic lights and then building right-hand turn lanes.
It's going to be about 10 months to a year to design all the right-hand turn lanes and everything to go with that. It's probably going to be another year to do the designing of the widening for the 5-lane.
City staff is beginning to design phase 1 now. There's no word yet when work will begin.
Could Englewood get a new name? Well, the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce believes the rumor may have been started when a promotional marketing tool came out from the Charlotte County Tourism Office. A recent publication titled Adventure Journal called it Englewood Beach. Well, tourism officials say a change in name is unlikely, but the Chamber of Commerce says they'd like to see the word added to beach to street addresses in parts of the community.
Some Manatee County School Board members are looking to do away with homework for elementary school students. School Board Chair Charlie Kennedy initiating that discussion to give kindergarten through 5th grade students a pass on not doing homework. He says many students are spending hours struggling to do homework, which is not benefiting them, and instead recommends students would do better just reading at home with their parents. The discussion comes after Marion County Schools implemented a no homework policy for all elementary schools. But not all board members are in support of that measure. In addition, the school board also narrowed down the list of name options for the new high school being built off State Road 64.
The first choice by the school board today was North River High School. Now, it could be North River Regional High School or something. That's something for the school board to determine, but that was the #1 selection.
The second name option on the table for the new school is a variation of Parish High School. The board will hold a public hearing on the names during their August 8th meeting.
They call it Snooty High School. Also in Bradenton, construction is underway on a new medical facility downtown. Officials broke ground for Manatee Memorial's new emergency care center. 34,000 square foot facility going up on 2nd Street East. The center will have 24 exam rooms. It'll also allow personnel to have more convenient access to surgery, labs, and patient care areas.
Long time coming for our hospital. We've been planning on this for 10 years to build a new emergency department, and today is just the culmination of all that effort from everyone in our organization to bring it to this level. So we're very, very excited about this.
The project will cost about $32 million and should be complete in a little over a year.
Manatee YMCA is adding shopping as the new way to help local community members. The organization is opening its first thrift store in Palmetto next month. You can find it across from Walmart on 10th Street East. All the proceeds for the store will go toward helping families and children in need in Manatee County. The store's grand opening will take place on Saturday, August 12th.
And we're learning more about which countries will be taking part in this fall's World Rowing Championship at Nathan Benderson Park. So far, 47 countries are registered, and event organizers say they're working on bringing 30 more countries here as well. The U.S. has the largest contingent, 125 athletes expected. The smallest, Pakistan. Only one competitor. That is one small boat. Teams will start arriving on September 7th and the competition begins on September 23rd. And happening today, the annual Media Day in Bradenton for one of the best high school football teams in the country. The IMG Academy Ascenders are coming off 2 back-to-back undefeated seasons, and the team is just a few years old. The first game is August 18th at 7 p.m. against Miami's Carroll City at the IMG Academy Stadium in Bradenton. Very controversial program. I did a story on this last year. It's an all-star team of high school kids from across the country who have all come to play for IMG. And other purists say, that's not fair. High school football means kids that are from that neighborhood.
And they play in the high school league?
Yep. They fly around.
A normal high school league, they would play against teams like Riverview?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They have. And they fly around the country and play at big schools and very well funded. Yeah.
I could see the controversy there. I can see probably a little bit of both sides.
There you go. That's why you're a journalist.
Forecast in a minute.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Are gluten-free diets a good idea for everyone?
We'll tell you why doctors say it might be doing more harm than good for those without an actual allergy. After this.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
I heard about the Dettoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dettoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dettoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye, and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind Your Meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Physical therapy to help with our common complaints of pain, plus American Stage Theater and healthy crop juice in the kitchen. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Junior, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Oh, we're looking at an air temperature coming in already warm at 79 degrees. Dew point value also warm at 74. Remember, the dew point value tells you how much moisture there is in the air. It is the temperature to which you can cool the air before you get condensation. And so the higher that dew point value, the more moisture there is in the air. If you have dew point values in the 50s, it feels pretty comfortable out there. Everybody loves that. You get dew points in the 60s, still feels comfortable, starts to feel a little sticky though. Dew point in the 70s, yeah, you're in Manila. And that's exactly how it feels outside right now. Dew point value is very high. It's a tropical dew point. We're looking at calm winds right now, but those will switch to the west as the sea breeze builds in the afternoon with lots of sunshine around, only a few fair weather clouds. Across the region, temperatures are warm. 77 in Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca, Punta Gorda, Parrish, Bradenton. Lakewood Ranch comes in at 78. And we have 79s in Sarasota, Venice, and Inglewood with 81 Longboat Key. Not much in the way of rainfall anywhere across the state of Florida right now. Few scattered showers in the southern tip. Moisture's a little thicker down there. Drier air across central Florida, really eliminating the chance of any rainfall for the morning hours. Going to need at least a sea breeze and a little bit of heat to produce any kind of potential for showers. And even then, the potential is teeny tiny. A trough of low pressure located off the Carolina coast, producing a lot of rainfall up there, but that's where it's going to stay. We have locally, as I mentioned, some pretty quiet conditions, except off the coast of Naples. We do have one shower in progress. Again, from about Lake Okeechobee southwards, you're going to see a little bit more moisture available to produce a few more showers around. Trough low pressure located to the north kind of stays there. It's basically a stalled frontal boundary with low pressure rippling along it. So not going to see much effect from that one. Now, next week, we'll have a chance that a frontal boundary will be sinking far enough south that it'll move into parts of North Florida, and we'll start to see our winds shift a little bit more out of the southeast. That'll draw back the humidity aloft and produce a little more instability in the atmosphere, so we'll get a better chances of rainfall. But until then, as long as that high sits out in the Gulf and noses in across our area, and we get that little bit of a sea breeze going, pushing any kind of shower chances over to the other coast, not going to see much in the way of relief from cooling afternoon showers. Our daytime high today will top out again warm with 3 H's in the forecast, hot, hazy, and humid. We'll look for a UV index that'll be 12 or better over the next several days, meaning that doesn't take long to burn. If you have sensitive skin, be sure and slather on that SPF 50 or better sunscreen, and a high heat index. Not much going on in the tropics right now. We're looking at a pretty quiet condition across the boards for the next 4 or 5 days. There really won't be until that front starts to sink into North Florida that we start to boost our rain chances. That won't happen until the second half of the weekend and into next work week. By beginning of next work week, we might be right back into that kind of rainy, wet forecast. Back to you guys.
It is summer. Little issue with the traffic maps right now, so we'll just show you a generic map and tell you there are no major problems right now in Manatee County. Some usual buildups on State Road 70, of course, in both directions around 301. I-75 will show clear right now. An earlier issue at the 41-301 split has since cleared up. The folks have collected their dozens, if not hundreds, of orange cones we saw at 4 a.m. coming to work today. And it's all clear now at the 41-301 area. They've since paved the road. And South County checking all clear at 6:47 on your Wednesday morning.
In this hour's Health Smart, it looks like one of the biggest diet trends in recent memory may not be for everyone.
And the popular gluten-free diet can be good for those who suffer from gluten sensitivity or celiac disease, but restricting whole grains which contain gluten can deprive your body of the grain's natural nutrition. Not getting enough of these whole grains can actually increase the risk of heart disease, but it's important to note eating more refined grains such as white bread or white pasta is still not healthy whether or not you're trying to avoid gluten. Make sure you always read labels and ingredients on the items you are buying.
When you're at the grocery store, rather than looking at processed food labels that sort of scream out, hey, I'm healthy, really try and look for the foods that are fresh, whole, brightly colored, and minimally processed. You really can't go wrong.
Malone said it's a good idea to talk with a medical professional to see if the diet is beneficial for your health before you start that diet. I was diagnosed about 7 years ago. My mother had celiac disease, so it kind of came down to me as well.
Right, and I've always heard sometimes from certain people just cutting gluten out will make you healthier essentially, but this I think says otherwise.
Yeah, there's both sides. Entertainment news now. We're getting a double dose on the big screen from the king of horror.
Plus, the return of a sci-fi classic and a date with one of the big screen's most romantic couples. David Daniel has it all in today's Hollywood in a Minute.
What do you see? I see a tower. The man in black. And the gunslinger.
They're just dreams. They're not real, Jake.
When The Dark Tower opens in early August, it'll kick off a Stephen King double feature. The action-adventure based on King's legendary 8-book series will be followed into theaters a month later by It, based on King's novel about an evil clown tormenting a group of friends. 40 years after Steven Spielberg taught us the 3 types of experiences with aliens, Close Encounters of the Third Kind is returning to theaters. A 4K restoration of Spielberg's director's cut opens September 1st for a 1-week theatrical run.
All right. Open your eyes.
Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio had a date with destiny in Titanic, and now the classic co-stars are headed on a date with someone else. A private dinner with Kate and Leo is on the auction block today at DiCaprio's annual charity gala in Saint-Tropez, France. The winner has to be available when the stars are, sometime in October or November in New York. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
My birthday's in October. If anybody'd like to get me a present, a date with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, there we go.
Knowing you might get some offers.
Yeah.
All right. Still, I will update the day's top local news headlines and a whole new way for Girl Scouts to earn badges.
We'll tell you why the organization is now rewarding Scouts for achievements in STEM subjects after this.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast restaurant guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Pretty sky as you awaken on the Wednesday morning here on the Suncoast.
Looks nice out there this morning. I'll have to go walk outside as soon as we get done with the show and check it out.
Our daily kaleidoscope up in the sky.
6:54 this morning. Let's take a look at some of the top stories on the Suncoast today.
Sarasota County Sheriff deputies arrested these two men from Pompano Beach for a smash and grab car burglary outside of Venice Daycare at 8 o'clock yesterday morning. They sped off in a red Mercedes. More charges could be filed.
A disturbing video making the rounds on social media with a Suncoast connection. These men recorded themselves dragging a shark behind their boat off the coast near Palmetto. FWC officials are continuing with their investigation to try and figure out if there's any violation.
And Manatee Memorial Hospital broke ground on a new $32 million medical care facility. It's on 2nd Street East in Bradenton. It should be done in a little over 1 year.
Taking a look at traffic, let's go to weather.
Yeah, there's not much happening in weather, that's for sure today. We won't see a lot in the way of any rain showers, mostly to the south of us. That's where the moisture is a little bit thicker. The day planner keeps us in only a 10% chance of those cooling afternoon showers. Otherwise, with a daytime high in the low 90s, the feels-like temperature will be more like 100 to 105. Had 106-degree feels-like temperature yesterday in inland areas, and we'll probably get pretty close to that again today. Won't be till next week when we really have a reasonable chance of some rain showers around. So stay cool, stay hydrated. Thank goodness for ice cubes.
Well said. Well, the Girl Scouts are offering 23 new ways to earn a badge. Now Girl Scouts can earn badges through activities like designing model race cars, writing code, programming robots, and going on environmentally conscious camping trips. These are STEM badges now. Girl Scout CEO says the new experiences are meant to address the lack of exposure many girls have to STEM subjects like these.
I love this idea. I know when I was a Girl Scout, I learned how to sew, how to bake, how to do things like that.
Really?
They've come in handy, don't get me wrong, but these would be some great ones to get some girls to get out there and get a STEM education.
Excellent. They say only about 6% of girls graduate with a STEM education, and there's no reason for that.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have more local news headlines at 7:25. We'll see you then.
Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next.